Hello everyone, my name is Sherifat Abdusalam. I'm a psychiatric technician and I'm here to analyze the write-up from the National Health Care for the Homeless Council. It's on impact of encampment sweeps on people experiencing homelessness. Every minute people become homeless in the country for different reasons. It could be circumstantial, it could be deliberate, it could be as a result of drugs, it could be as a result of some carelessness on the part of the person. But what is the common denomination among it is that that person is displaced, don't have anywhere to stay, and lives on the street. And when this happens, I mean, it's like a residential area for them too. This become an encampment because each person is trying to lay claim to spaces and do everything. Uh, this particular article gives a description of the impact of sweeps on encampment, residents and local communities alike, and it also provides recommendation for more constructive response to unsheltered homeless people. Um, it started by looking at how harmful and dangerous homelessness has become in the community, and that it has become a pandemic, in that people are now constantly living in fear. People cannot function well even in their community. It says there are so many factors that drive encampment, and what is interesting about this article is that it's a productive discourse, in that it's proposing solution to a problem, and that's why I um, I see it leaning towards a productive discourse. The writer first of all analyzed the factors that drive this encampment. It There are so many factors, but it says number one problem is that there's insufficient housing across board, either the affordable or the shelters. That there is a big gap in terms of housing in the country, and that one has made the number of homeless people higher. It says that when homelessness happens, it doesn't just end on at the point of that person not having a roof over their head. It goes deep into damaging their health, their well-being, and even connection to care. It also says it's compromised the personal safety and civic trust of other people, not just the homeless person now, and that the path to housing and financial stability is undermined with homelessness. And then it creates a cost for local communities, because when there is homelessness, there is the potential to have to consistently spend more money to try to shift homeless people, move them, call the cops sometimes when they become unruly. It's a lot of trickle effect, and these problems place significant challenges to people directly impacted, which is the community. Um, Encampment damage health and disrupt connections, according to this article, because it destroys the need for survival. So David Peary, that's the co-chair of the National Consumer Advisory Board, said, imagine someone kicking in the front door to your house, demanding that you leave, and trashing all your household possession. That's exactly what happens when police and city workers sweep a homeless encampment. That one is something that pushes homeless people to survival mode. And when you get into survival mode, you cannot trust the reaction. It also shed light on the trauma and worsening mental conditions experienced by the homeless people. I mean, they end up being depressed. Some of them go into drug. Some of them go into alcohol. Some of them turn to binge eaters. They have eating disorders. So it has a lot of issues on their mental condition. It destroys their life savings. They don't have access to medicals. They don't have access to care. They have a lot of issues. And then the trust in service providers is also undermined. Some of them feel the service providers are trying to inject them or trying to take them and keep them locked up in homes, in state hospitals or mental homes. So it's something that is ongoing and a factor that should be looked at. Kevin Lindemann, that's the CEO of Healthcare for the Homeless in Baltimore, says it often takes years to establish trust and only seconds to lose it. That's how far the healthcare sector is being affected by people losing their trust in the service. The article also goes into compromise for personal safety and the civic trust. It says this encampment increased arrest and assault of residents. Like I said, drug overdose. The residents are put, push into more dangerous, isolated environments, and there's widespread fear, and then violation of rights, stigma, so many issues. So the path to housing and financial stability, like I mentioned, is a very, very vital discourse in this because it prevents them from getting gainful employment. They start creating some criminal record. Their hope becomes damaged, and it costs millions of dollars. Paul Tunison, that's the Housing and Community Program Specialist at Shasta County, said every time a sweep happens, it only disrupts the healthcare system and adds to the criminal justice system. So we're solving a problem, we're creating another one. That's why this is a productive discourse, because the writer is putting that light out. Incarceration costs is there, people are locked up. That's a lot of cost to the government. So there are so many recommendations that I was doing. This writer used the HELPS, that's HELPS, and it says house people, earn their trust, limit policing, let people be people. They should not use force to clear encampment, limit the police, go and meet them, provide a house that they are going to move to, and their trust when you talk to them. You want to show them that you care and that you're doing something for them. You want to limit the police involvement. There is a lot that can be done to prevent a sweep rather than causing it to happen. So prevention is better than cure, like they say. And then support service intervention. So I put an approach, adapt a street medicine approach, maintain a healthier environment, and keep all the vital information. All these things are things that this article is trying to put out to the public, to see that it's not just the government, it's also the people that should fight homelessness and do something. In conclusion, Uh, the this write-up is a classic example of a productive discourse because the writer opened the audience to started by talking about what led to the problem, then talk about what's the problem, the impact the problem has had, and then went ahead to talk to give solution to the problem. This is very productive and a very good writer. Moving forward, I'm hoping that this, among other plans out there, will be adopted by the community. Thank you all for listening.